He has mines as well as the natural power that we give to all hunters, which is called supercharge, which allows the hunter to jump and run very, very fast.
Yeah, the hunter has two fundamental powers. One is the supercharger, can run very fast, and the other one is a close stun. So the first phase of the game, as we're going to see here, is the hunter's going to patrol the environment and try and find the runners. Now he's using his power, which is the mines, immediately. So as we always say, if you leave your powers in your pocket, you're wasting your hunter chances. So he's mining the arena, mining some of the objectives that he can see, trying to catch some of the runners as quickly as possible.
Yeah, often at the beginning of a match, it's a little bit quieter. The runners tend to start gathering some resources. The hunter is setting their traps. But once in a while, you just run into a, as you can see, you just run into a runner. And then that's kind of when the action happens, right? As soon as the first interaction happens, everything always seems to kind of just get going. So what are we seeing right now, Matt?
So right now, the hunter was able to down one of the runners pretty early on. So that's an advantage hunter. He or she has mined the heck out of this place. So this is going to make a rescue very difficult for the other runners. Oh, he's using a supercharge here to get to the point C, which is being captured by the runners.
Yes, as you can see at the upper part of the screen, the hunter is always aware of the objective locations and their capture state. So he saw, or she saw, that the point C was getting captured, hence jumped onto it, stopping the progress and keeping the capture happening.
It's worth noting there also that when the runners are capturing points, they're actually outlined to the hunter. So the hunter can not only see that they're capturing that point and which points are being captured, but how many people are on that capture point too. So the hunter can make the decision which one they want to go to, because a common runner strategy is to try and nibble away at different ones with different numbers of people.
So two runners on A, they both seem to scurry away there.
You are revealed.
And right now the hunter got revealed, actually.
Yes.
Because we'll see it a bit more in the next video, but the runners also have some powers of their own to gain some advantage.
Oh, gee, there's me dying again.
There you go. In fact, you shot him with the virus.
I was the one, I think, oh yes, you're right. I did shoot him with the virus.
And you were actually the third runner that got downed.
Yeah.
Because the hunter cannot execute people from the get-go. He has to down 3 runners to get the ability to execute them on the blood post. So right now Matt is being transported by a very friendly claw to the front post.
To the blood post. We'll see if a runner, oh, there's a rescue attempt here. But it doesn't look like they were successful. No. I was executed and ejected from the game.
Now there's multiple ways the runners can affect a rescue on the blood post. They obviously have all their van-brace powers that they can use in different ways and configurations to actually force an assault on the hunter at the blood post. But they also, one of the most important ones is because they have the ability to mark up the objectives and know where they are and also know where each other are, they can actually put pressure on the hunter by trying to complete objectives. So,
be a big
I mean, again, the competitive win-lose condition means the hunter just executing one runner means nothing effectively. If they lose the game, they'll still lose the game. They don't get points for killing one.
Nope, you get nothing out of it. It's win or lose in this match.
Exactly.
And as you can see right now in the upper left side of the screen, you have only 2 kills remaining because Matt was kindly executed.
I was executed. I let my team down.
It's just going to remind you a couple of times of it.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you should. You should.
So here's a really tense moment, actually.
But,
Nico. Oh, there goes his body.
There goes Nico.
There goes Nico.
Yeah, so as you can see, the C objective was about to get halfway captured because the capture saves at halfway point, which kind of makes people want to stay.
So we seem to...
oh my goodness.
I think that looks like me.
Hunter is really on his game today.
Well, now that, like, I mean, to go back in time about that moment, and I've relived it several times over the past few days, but like I was so close to capturing that point, and the more people on an objective point, the faster the capture goes.
Yes.
So I felt like all we had to do, if you get it to halfway, you can lock it in position.
Yes.
So I felt like all I had to do was, but I completely misjudged the supercharge, and I completely failed to take into account the hunter had mines at that point in the game. So they used the mines in an offensive capacity there, and took control of the game in one moment.
Yeah, it's why often you'll see, like, you kind of want to stay in the objective even though you know it's going to end up horribly for you.
Well, it's kind of like a game of chicken in a car,
Yeah.
right?
It
And
is.
how long can you wait there? And we've seen a lot of matches where waiting those extra few seconds have allowed the runners to capture that half or capture that full, and then they're able to open the exits and potentially escape. So it really comes down to those individual moments and making those decisions on the fly.
And that's exactly it. Like, had he not had a mine at that point, had he not dropped the mine at that point, had he not got it right and got 2 runners at that
That's
exact
true.
point, anything could have changed that situation. It was the decision to stay, the decision to, I played once or twice. I know my distances. So anyway, we got absolutely
There's the
hammered.
hunter laughing at us.
Yeah, we have some.
Mocking. I believe
Mocking
this-
us.
It's like, thanks, Hunter.
Yes, the hunter is proud. So we have decided to rewatch the same match actually from the runner's perspective because we want you to kind of get the gist of how it goes from the different points of views, and then we'll go through 2 more matches to show you more runner and more hunter gameplay. So yes, no surprises on this one. I predict the hunter to win it.
Oh, really?
Well, maybe
I
we'll
think
see
I wouldn't bet
mine
against
moment.
that.
So the thing that the runners have to do is, you can see they drop in, they don't have any awareness of what's around them in the environment. So as Matt had mentioned earlier, marking is the core feature. By shooting any interactive box or crate or objective, you'll mark it up to your whole team. They're now going to start scavenging for resources. Those are the upgrade parts which let them upgrade their weapon powers from the basic marking bolt to more useful powers.
And as you can see right now, they're kind of grouping and going around the map together because actually if you stand next to a crate together, everyone gets the upgrade.
Exactly. So this is a kind of a high risk, high reward strategy. The more people around a crate, as you mentioned,
Or a capture point,
or a
actually.
capture point, the faster it'll be captured, if someone was around there, they'd all get ammo. But that creates a target-rich environment for the hunter,
Very much
potentially.
so.
So you really have to think about what you want to do in that situation.
I mean, I remember this early capture now, and even to see that there were 2 runners here, whereas from the hunter's perspective a second ago, we only saw the one.
Yeah, see, we
Yeah.
didn't see this person, exactly. They were hiding in the grass.
Yes, and actually something interesting that we saw momentarily was our communication system, which is, of course, you can type to chat, but you
course.
can also, we have some dynamic pings where you can press a button and it's going to Can you iterate
Yeah,
on that,
sure.
Matt, actually?
So we're
you designed it, so just go on about it.
So we're calling it in telecoms,
Yes.
and basically what it does is a one-button solution to communicate with people who may or may not speak the same language as you. So, for example, if you are within a capture point, if you would push the IntelliComs button, it would say, "Hey, I'm capturing the point. Come help me." If you're downed and need a rescue, it would say, "Hey, come rescue me. I'm down." So. That ease of use with that one-button system, because the action is so fast-paced, helps you to communicate. The second part of it is that it's written in text. So if you are from another part of the world and you might not speak English, well, you will see that message in your own language, and so people of any language can play together, communicate, and have solid team play.
Also, add that through also, the marking, and there's a lot of
Marking,
mechanics
yeah.
that kind of reward
my
team
goodness.
play.
Absolutely.
That was close.
And the team panel at the bottom left is really important as well, because that not only shows you the status of people who are in the game, but it also shows you what role they brought into the game.
Oh, there's me
Or is
dying
that
again.
Matt dying again? But technically speaking, that's the same death as you
Oh,
had.
that's
Or just-
true.
Just
Yeah.
revisited this time, so
We
don't
just
feel
wanted
too
to
bad.
make sure, that's why we decided to watch this match multiple times to
Yeah.
ensure that Matt isn't.
But I think it's with the role that you bring into the game basically allows you to get access to certain powers in the game, but it's a very soft class, so every game you play you can pick whichever one you want, and it gives you an idea of who's in the game and what they're going to do. When they pick up their Vambrace powers, also it's given to you next to their name in the game, so even if someone has picked a particular role, you can see which specific powers they have. So if you see someone has the heal arrow on the other side of the map, you can see it's them and you can run over to go and get your healing or know who they are.
And right now we're spectating Matt. So can you explain what we're seeing on the screen right now?
Yeah, so we really feel like watching the game, we feel it's exciting, but we also feel like it helps players understand what they're supposed to do. And so when you are taken out of the game, we put you automatically into spectate mode, and then you can flip between players potentially helping your teammates, your friends, by giving them information. You can rotate your camera around anybody that you're spectating, and that.
Sorry, good.
Go ahead.
There was just a good moment of intellicoms there where contextually they hit it and it pinged that the hunter was nearby them. Now that is super critical when you're in the game, knowing that information. And it's not something you want to type in text on the thing.
Yeah,
so
the game's too fast-paced for that.
And actually, like you were saying, when right now you're observing Mark, for example, you can also ping on Mark.
Yeah, to help him out.
To help him out and help the team out. So even when you're dead, you can still kind of help your team, and you can, as you said, you can rotate around the person you're spectating.
That was that moment.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, good. Look at the superchargers landed right on our heads. And there's the friendly call. The unfriendly abductor.
We have a timer when someone is sent to the blood post that allows a timer before execution. So that allows both the hunter and the runners to be able to have time to get to the blood post to effect a rescue or to execute. So we really wanted those moments. We thought it was a really strong conflict, moment of conflict, and so that's the reason why we made that decision.
Yeah, it kind of gives you your time to, like, let's say you're a runner, you're going fast, you can kind of prepare an ambush or you know, even
or
like
rescues.
or pretend you're gonna do an ambush on the hunter, but actually you're gonna go capture. You know, sometimes the best decision is
games are regularly run from the runner team by completing their capture points. I mean, the hunter, any hunter who's played the game a little bit understands that if they don't have control of the game and the runners are actively capturing points, then to effect an execution over stopping a capture is just, it's not an effective strategy to win the game.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's a battle for map control at the end of it all. It's a tactical and very dynamic battle for map. Oh,
he's sad. Runner is sad.
So, for example,
sad Ash.
I know. Oh, yes, me. So I was in the game, but I lost the game because I lost too many teammates. I couldn't find a way to get a rescue or complete the capture points. I couldn't escape the arena. So even just being alive in the arena is a lost condition for me in that case.
That was a sad moment.
Well, it's you know, you should be going down fighting, not running around near the grass.
Don't do it, Ashton.
Yeah, well, we'll see in the next one how amazing I am.
So we do have two more match videos to see. The first one being Hunter again. So we'll see how it goes. Let's go right into it.
Yeah. Let's see what's going to happen in this match.
It's going to be a different one. And actually, we didn't rewatch it yesterday, so it'll be more of a surprise for us here.
So we didn't talk about this, but the runners have a 15-second head start. You can see that at the top of your screen when they get into the arena. That allows them to kind of disperse and to avoid any sort of like spawn camping or you know, clustering of players. It gives them a chance to get resources as well. So one of the things that we've seen the hunter do a lot, and I hope he does it in this match, is the hunter can shoot any interactive object. So he's doing it right there. And basically what that does is it hacks it. So what we're calling hacking is if a runner is to interact with that crate or anything that the hunter has shot, they will be revealed to the hunter for 5 seconds. So it's a way for the hunter to kind of deny parts of the map.
So we're off the runners clearly in this game.
Oh my goodness, not a good start.
Well, they might get caught here.
Well, right now what's interesting is that we're having a chase, but meanwhile, C is getting captured.
You can see just exactly, like the longer you tie up the hunter, and again, this is about psychological control of the map, which is what I like to think of it. Like, the more pressure you put the hunter under, the more stamina they burn in this chase, the less stun attack they have, and the more they're pulled from point to point. Van brace power there, stunning them at a critical time, allowing someone to escape. Like, you know, again, these are all these situational moments that, you know, you just can't quite tell how it's going to play out. Every bullet hits, doesn't hit. You know, very, very engaged. Hunter can also consume exactly the same upgrade parts that the runners can consume and can build power inside their weapons as well.
And yeah, right now the Hunter's having a tougher time. As you can see, the C point has been halfway captured. A was getting filled up, but it's been kind of interrupted by the Hunter. But B is getting filled up as well, as the Hunter is trying to control things. It's a lot of pressure is being applied on him right now.
Exactly. So the runners are doing expert expert maneuvers to pull him around the map, make him waste his stamina, and so he's ineffective.
He so wanted to pick up a
Sniper rifle.
changing weapon now, trying to adapt. Like, rather than getting in close, knowing the runners have the stun ability.
Yeah, it's something we haven't talked about in the previous match that much, is that the hunter gets to pick, for the closed alpha, 2 out of 3 guns. So right now, the hunter has chosen to bring a sniper rifle, which we haven't seen used that much, but it's also a very powerful tool.
If you're very good at aiming, the sniper rifle is a very good weapon for you.
Extremely good.
Yeah. But again, you're not very effective up close, so you have to think about that when you're making those decisions. Oh, is he going to get the kill? Wasn't able to. So we're seeing a 3 cap right now.
Yeah.
Very difficult situation for the hunter to be in.
The hunter really, I mean, the hunter missed opportunities earlier in this game.
He did.
There were 2 or 3 potential escapes. The runners did some pretty good evasion techniques. And now, frankly, the hunter is not in control of this game.
Yeah, honestly, just watching it, I'm getting stressed. I'm like, go, stop aiming.
Oh, is that me again?
Yes.
Yeah, that's me again.
But it was
I thought I had evaded him.
I know, but
I ran up that column, because you can stand on some of the columns. We have some broken trees you can stand on too. So there are ways to get out of the hunter's line of sight, and if he or she isn't able to see you go up there, it's a very effective hiding tool.
And yeah, right
That
now,
was me. Am I going down here?
right now we have
Good stun.
2 blood post charges, and that's why we have had no execution so far. The hunter has yet to down 3 people.
This might be it here. We'll see.
Oh, fine. I could have taken some of my health. I think I was shielded by someone in the middle of this. That wasn't me. I can't blame myself for
So
that.
Katie was sent to the blood post.
Okay.
So now here's a really big decision.
Yeah.
Does the hunter go and try to execute the blood post, or do they stop the C being captured?
Yeah, because also A as well is
Also
getting
A,
captured.
yeah.
So this is looking pretty grim for the hunter. He actually has to stop the captures at this point, or else the exits will open.
Looks like C was stopped captured, so that was effective, but A is still being
He
captured.
is going to get captured.
Yep.
Can't be in
And-
2 places at once.
Yeah, and now Katie was revived.
Katie
and
was
it's-
revived on the blood post. She was rescued.
And when that happens, actually, the blood post gets drained, right?
Exactly. So it's a high risk, high reward scenario, and if the runners are effective, then those charges go down, and the hunter has to get those again to be able to execute again.
Yeah, so it's a really big step back for the hunter. It's kind of like resetting the game, except the runners have an objective and a half completed.
And now B's being captured.
Poor hunter.
A full capture at A. So now we need a full capture at B or C, and the exits will be open.
I remember doing that stuff.
Good stun, Ash. Good
I
stun.
know. I remember saving your life at that point.
Oh, you saved my life.
I think so. Yeah.
Actually, that's probably
You
makes
like
sense,
this
yeah.
pillar. This is the pillar you like to hide on top of.
Oh, see, I was downed again. That
And
was
sent
it.
to the blood post. Poor Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm upping my skills as we go.
Yeah, but like, I mean, at this point, we're now playing a strategic game that, you know, we can afford to lose 2 lives potentially at this point.
Yeah, the runners are really in control here.
Yeah, as you can see right now, there's an execution happening, but the gates are gonna open.
Gates are open. He wasn't even able to get it off.
No, he didn't even
He
get
got
it off.
stunned.
Yep, that's gonna hurt. And once the exit open, actually, everybody gets revealed within 10 seconds.
Exactly.
Oh la la.
See, that could have been a different. That could have been a different ending.
Could
Had
have
the
ended
hunter been there just a
completely.
bit earlier.
So as soon as 3 runners reach the exit point, it completely stops the match already.
Game is
and says,
over.
Game over.
Game is
they
over,
won.
runners win. Yeah.
Even if the other, like no matter what the other
No matter
two
what.
are doing.
But it's worth noting that once the exit's open, you have a few seconds of safe time, and then you're revealed.
Yeah.
So,
So
like,
don't dawdle.
mess
Don't
around
dawdle once
and
the
then-
exits are open. You got to make a beeline to that exit.
And and quite often you cannot make it to the exit without being revealed. So you need to close that gap as fast as possible.
All right, so let's head into our last match of the day that we're gonna watch, and then we're gonna be talking a tiny bit more about the future and taking some questions and answer with Katie, our community manager, which we have seen on the video actually. She's right there. Hi. Hi, Katie from the past. All right, last match of the day.
So runners drop in. Again, gathering resources is really important. Now, the fact that we're 4 there is really critical because the more, I mean, you think about it, like, because everyone around each one of those crates gets resources, the more you can power up the people around you, the better the runner team is going to work together. Like, if there are 5 people around every upgrade crate, they're going to all move 5 times as fast through the progression inside the game. Their ability to get their powers and upgrade their powers. I mean, maybe we'll see some of that in this game. We can talk a bit about the Vambrace upgrades and the different classes. Right now, again, this runner group is immediately putting pressure on the hunter. Immediately.
Yeah, and it's important to note this is another match. It's not the same perspective the previous match actually. So expect something different.
So we've clearly broken into a group of 3 and 2 at this early stage. Which is, you know, there's lots of different configurations of work depending on the situation, but, you know, as a team here, this is how we've kind of worked it out. Marking as we go, making sure everyone knows, especially the objectives. Marking objectives is key.
Yes.
Using in telecoms, communicating what you're doing when you're doing it, very important. And this is like, this seems like a very effective runner group already.
Well, it's you and me, Ash, trying to capture B, and we
referring
got
to.
spooked there.
Yep.
Yes, because you can actually hear the hunter
You can
coming.
hear the hunter.
So you know.
There he is.
And yeah, those moments.
Yeah, it's not smart. Oh, not that
Turret?
smart.
No.
You put down a turret.
Oh yes, because in this match actually the hunter picked a
risky
different set
Risky
of powers.
maneuver.
So instead of seeing mines in this match, we're seeing some turrets.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, this is quite a big difference using the turrets. It's a big changer in the game. The turrets can spot you even if you're in the
the
hiding
grass.
grass. Yeah, and it's not so much the damage they do, although that is very effective too, but they also call out your position very clearly to the hunter. So it's a pretty useful tool and pretty terrifying. We can shoot them much like we could with the mines as well and take them out.
Yeah, it's always it slows down the progress of the runners. It makes them question their decisions.
But we were able to get half of A and half of B.
We do it alive.
That was dangerously. That's what I say.
That's what you say. That's what you did.
Yeah.
And you know, so going down just means you go into this bleeding state.
You can rescue yourself if you find a health crate.
Yeah.
That's
Worth
true,
mentioning.
yeah.
So marking up those health crates,
super critical.
very critical.
Yeah, like when you're standing up and you're not too hurt, it may not seem that useful, but once you're downed, it is extremely useful. You'll be glad you did it.
Oh, thank you for the rescue, Ash. I appreciate it.
Coming for the rescue, but you're really low on health when you get back up. So
Again, I like to live dangerously.
yeah,
I want to capture B. I want to win.
We're doing well.
Oh, a sniper.
Oh.
So that red line indicates a sniper is aiming at you.
Yeah.
Oh, he's already there.
The supercharger.
It's actually like when I first saw that, it kind of made me have chills like down my spine.
Finally, a
because
moment where I look smart. Here we go. I was able to crawl up that piece of wall, and now Hunter didn't know where I was.
I tell you, that
he or she
turret-
left, and I could destroy the turret.
That turret, like 5 feet in any other direction, would have tracked you up there and got you. But just them's the brakes.
But yeah, the sniper, yeah, it kind of brings a red
Laser,
red
yeah.
laser, and it's the most terrifying thing, having it aimed at you while you're in the grass, and yet the hunter not knowing they are aiming at you is pretty darn funny.
I see a virus for you there, Matt.
That's my
normal.
favorite power.
Oh yeah.
So the virus upgrade allows the runners to slow down significantly any interaction that the hunter may have. So you can deny him ammo, you can deny him blood post executions. So it's a really effective tool when used at the right time.
I'm down now.
I'm being a bit more cautious here.
Well, we're at a
Oh,
point
you
now
were
where
revived?
I was revived there. We were then all on this capture point, although I might have
Oh
gone
my,
for help.
there's a lot of capturing going on right now.
There is a lot of capturing. Are we tri-capping? I can't see. One of them got stopped, but
Yes,
Yeah,
one
Hunter
got
got
stopped.
one.
Here we go. 3
as you
people
can
on B.
see,
Yeah, I think we're
that
gonna get
goes
this one.
very fast. As we said previously, the more people on a point, the faster it caps, but also the more likely you are
this
to
is
die.
it. These
That's
are the
it,
moments,
right?
These are the moments when the hunter can turn the tables of the game in an instant by arriving on a point with 3 people, and it just all goes wrong.
And we have someone being sent.
looks like Katie needs a
yeah.
rescue.
Oh, we're moving in now.
Yeah, she's being sent to the blog post as we speak, so There's a cap going on actually.
Right on
There's a
time.
rescue attempt right
Oh
now.
no!
Some arrows are being
virus.
shot.
So that was to make sure that the hunter could not execute Katie. And we'll
Don't
see
pull off the stunning coming in from one side.
blow up his turret.
Turret
There's
down.
another
God.
virus.
Everyone is using all of their powers right now.
Exits are open.
And that's what happens.
Well, that's it. So the exits
see,
are
I
open.
gave up on
so-
Katie.
Yeah, well, we can afford the loss.
Sorry, Katie.
Yeah, next
It's
time.
okay.
We
because-
went for the win.
We went for the win. We want to
But
win.
if you win, that's the thing. Katie wins too.
Katie
Yeah,
wins
Katie
too.
wins too, even though she's on the blood patch.
Oh,
She
the
doesn't
hunter
do it.
was right there.
Part of the team
And
won
that
the
is
game.
it. Our runners celebrate
Oh, yes.
with a victory dance, showing you that